Hi, my name is Cameron Carlson with AnimeOnLocation.tv. I'm here at Animatic Con 2016 with Mr. DJ Greg. How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing today?
I'm all right. So we just had opening ceremonies. It was a great time. How did you feel?
Opening ceremonies was fun, man. It was a trip, man. It was like we had a bunch of music. Everything was jumping off. People were dancing and everything. It was just I might have been on the dancing a little bit, but it was fun. It was a good time.
Alrighty, so going through that whole dancing and everything, how'd you get started in the world of music?
I started DJing in like 2011. Really, it was like 2010. My mom got me like a toy DJing set for Christmas, and it was basically like a Nintendo controller. It had like no inputs, nothing like that, and it was just like me plugging into my computer and just going, you know.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear the other sound, but I actually brought it to this building a few years ago at A&G, Ohio. And I played a set in one of the other rooms, in a smaller room. I didn't get the main room, but I was playing like a set in like one of the smaller rooms and everything. And then it was just like, I kind of like this. I really should learn what I'm doing here, you know. And that's where it picked up, and then, you know, started, you know, getting gigs in summer of 2011.
That sounds awesome. So the world of techno music has changed a lot since it's started back in the 1960s, 1970s, to where it is now. What would you say is one of the bigger moments in history for it? Because, you know, we had the late 60s coming with the prog rock and that weird rock, and then you move into the 70s with the disco, and they start mixing with synthesizers, and then the 80s just like, synthesizers for everything!
For me, it's more like I started off like hip-hop. I was like hip-hop kid and everything.
Yeah.
So that's where like my foundation's in, but anything like old school, like funk stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when you start hearing that and the way Daft Punk really put those two together, they put like funk and the synthesizer stuff and put it together and made a nice little package about it. And I'm just learning about more and more stuff, like the more I DJ and everything. Yeah. And the more I travel, I kind of like meet up other DJs in other places. They're influenced by different people. Frankie Knuckles is a big influence out of Chicago. Yeah. And his music is just really like transcendent. He like recently passed, and I knew nothing about him. I knew nothing about him when he was alive. And then I really started studying up on him, learning his music and everything, and kind of like learning what like his styling and how to bring that into my own style and everything. So
yeah, it's cool that he's from Chicago, because that's where the house movement started in the 80s and moved in too. So that's cool. So you've been coming to anime conventions for a bit now. How is it to play here as compared to a club or a restaurant?
Oh man, it's totally different, man. The stuff that I can get away with here versus at a restaurant or at a club is just like, you know, two totally different ends of the spectrum. The thing is, like, you know, doing clubs and stuff like that, you're kind of like, the owners have an expectation. They want to hear a certain kind of music, this, that, and the other. Understandable. Yeah. That's how the business is. Right. At an anime convention or at a video game convention, you have so much more freedom to just kind of create, do some other stuff, do stuff that's off the wall, and then the people are with it, you know. And 9 times out of 10, they're listening to a song for the first time that they never heard. Right. And then they're just reacting and going along with the music. So it's pretty awesome to see.
Alrighty, so it says in your bio that you worked at an upscale sushi and Thai restaurant. How was it like to be there? One of our cameramen actually learned how to roll sushi on YouTube and got a job at a sushi restaurant after watching it. Yeah, our cameraman did that.
You know what? That was my first gig. I mentioned a Nintendo controller, right? Yeah. So I took that to my first gig, you know, and needless to say, it's pretty bad, you know, but I had the people dancing, you know. Yeah. So even though, like, technically, like, if I went back, you know, 5 years ago and listened to it, it might be the worst set ever, and I'd be like the person complaining, "Get this CJ off the stage, this guy's horrible." But listening to it now, and just like the feeling that I felt, whereas like the people are dancing, a lot of my friends came out, get the people moving and everything, and it was cool. And it's like, you know, this place is like sushi Thai, you know, they got like all Korean beers for like $3 and everything, and they had a late happy hour, so that helped, you know. So they probably didn't even notice the mix, and I was probably like, you know, doing awful, and I'm like, yay, they're dancing, you know. So everybody's probably drunk, you know, who knows.
So since you have come to conventions, what do you like to see and experience, and do you have a favorite anime to watch yourself?
Favorite anime, you know, the funny thing is I used to be really big into anime, and then I fell off completely. Okay, and then you know, Adult Swim kind of brought me back a little bit.
That's great.
Attack on Titan, but I really got into One Punch Man. And and I normally wait for the dubs because I normally watch late at night, and I hate reading late at night. It's just like I kind of want to relax and not like have my eyes diverted from screen, bottom screen, you know. I don't want to see that, you know. And One Punch Man was that good to make me watch and read at the same time. go back and watch it again. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So it says in your bio that you also worked at the Smithsonian at 8, which it's part of the national park system. Yeah. What's it like to be a DJ at a national park?
The fun thing about DJing is, even say your clubs and restaurants. Yeah. It opens your door up to weddings. It opens up the door to parties. It opens the door to anime conventions, stuff like that. And just having the opportunity to do something different, because I was through a friend, the bartenders, one of the bars that I work, they were hosting the event. So they said, okay, we need a DJ. They had a DJ that was outside. It was like an Alice in Wonderland type party, whatever. So everyone in DC dressed up and everything. It was like a very interesting, night out on the town last summer. And it was cool, man. It was definitely a very cool experience just to have that experience of being it was in the castle. It was in the castle at the Smithsonian.
Oh, you real?
I was in the castle at the Smithsonian.
Man,
so
cool.
So it's just having that, and you can see it driving down from DC, and it was I DJ'd in that building. So it's just another thing to put on the resume, but also just an experience that I'll never forget.
There's a dead guy buried in that castle.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The guy who actually founded the Smithsonian was a British dude who gave his money to the American citizens so they could have a place to share their history.
It's awesome, and that whole entire garden is just beautiful. I used to work down there for my actual job, but it's being in DC, you're almost a little bit spoiled. You don't go see everything all the time. It's the tourist thing to do, but then it's all free, so you should go and definitely check out the museums and stuff like that. It's cool. It's something fun to do, definitely.
Yeah. So how does it feel to be part of the first year of Animatic Con and the message that they promote?
I love the message. Anything dealing with charity and anything with autism awareness and everything, that's definitely something that you don't take lightly. Brent's a friend. Brent's a friend. Been a friend for a bunch of years, and he called me and asked me. He was like, "Hey, do you want to come to my convention?" And he said something like May of last year. So I'm like, "Sure, why not?" Not really knowing the whole goal and everything. But then, a year later, and then we hauled it from DC. Got a speeding ticket on the way, but yeah, that sucked. But other than that, man, it was cool. And Brent's a great guy, and then the convention's got a great message. And anything you can do with a cause and everything to help and volunteer your time. I've done stuff for sickle cell. I've done stuff for the hospitals and stuff like that and everything, charitable donations and stuff like that, and done stuff for free. There was a football game we done a charity event for that too. I think it was breast cancer for that one. Nice. So definitely if I have time to volunteer my time to do something worthwhile for people, it's definitely something I enjoy doing.
I appreciate it. So I have a family member that deals with it, and I'm also disabled myself, so it's really cool. So talk about the charities that are closely tied to it, Autism Rocks and the Make It Fit Foundation. What's it like knowing that those two charities are here helping Brett and Animatic Con spread the message?
It's awesome, man. It's you see how a community chips in. This is a first year convention, and you see people from all over coming in, and people are still getting here, and then it's going to be fun, especially when it's a first year, and then you're already getting big sponsors and people that are coming out to help. That's just what you want, it's just they should be happy. They should be very proud that they got the sponsors and everything, and then to see where it grows, put the positive message on it, and then you can raise some money and do some stuff for Autism Rocks and all the other charities and everything. It'll be awesome, man.
Yeah. So where can fans find you on the internet? Do you have a normal Facebook, all that?
Yes, I have a Facebook. It's facebook.com /DJG Mills, and also at DJG Mills on Twitter and Instagram.
Alrighty, and do you have a final message you want to get out to all the wonderful fans that might be watching or listening right now?
Look, if you love music, just do something with it. Prince just recently died, and so many people were influenced by him and everything. Learn stuff about people that you might not know about. Learn, pick up an instrument, learn to DJ. Do something. Help a kid out. You never know. There's a kid out there that might want to learn how to play the drums. Yeah. If you're a drummer, teach a kid. The whole thing about music is it's going to be around forever. Long after we're all gone, the music's going to live on forever. So as long as we can do that, and then, if you have time to help out with the charities, make a donation, Make a donation, do what you can to help out your local charities, things that you support, things that you believe in. Help them out when you can, because every charity needs help. Yeah. So.
All right, thank you so much, Greg, for coming and talking with us. Thank you so much.
All right, man. It's been fun, man. You guys have a great time, and take care, man. Have a great weekend.
We will.
All right.
Thank you.